beautiful ignited souls, we are ready for a new creation. Okay, beautiful ignited souls. So this is where on the earth ship that we unpack, unearth, deconstruct or decode the secrets that are meant for our enlightenment, for our awareness, to help us on this lovely path called life. And so this is why here on Crime a Queen, your partner in crime will help and accompany you on this road. Okay, so we are looking at number 13 or 31, but this is with the view of understanding sacrifice more and more. Now, it's like a lot of times we think something is holy, or this is or it's spiritual, or it isn't, and now I am getting a different meaning to spirituality, you could say. It's as if or maybe it's what has been, some would call it polluted. Okay, so let's carry on where we left off. So we're looking at sacrifice. We have seen that sacrifice, we have seen where the word sacrifice actually comes to 13. That means when we look at number 46, we looked at number 46, and we did the numerical value for the word 4, which is 6, and the word 7, because this is what I do, and the word 7, 6 is also 7. So 6 plus 7 is 13, and that's how we also have 13 here. The other way of looking at this is that we also have discovered that the word 13 equals 9. So that gives us a great insight to letting us understand that the sacrifice was really a new birth. The number 9, like when we hear of the word beginning, for instance, beginning, I believe it's 45 or 54, and just for time, but it is 9. So this tells us now, in beginning, the word beginning itself tells us that it's not what we use that as a point of reference, but beginning could be here. Let's just look at this. So you have all of this, and you could say, well, beginning is here, because you're making a point of reference to convey to someone else, while beginning could be here for somebody else. So you could see why all these in, ning, and so on are really consistent in the word beginning. This is what it's about. It's like the serpent going in and out. This is what happens. So the caterpillar is going like this. You could see, that transformation is happening. So we also are looking at how or what relationship the microchip, which is here. I would urge that you watch the first part of this, which is something like, because I haven't posted it, it should be something like, what's the sacrifice and microchip implant have in common, or what is it to do with us, or something to that effect. I'm going to use some contrast, and just to get this lovely deliciousness presented in a way that could be, just, yeah. Okay, so it's 493963897. So add with me, because this is what we can do telepathically. Okay, so this is 20, this is 27, this is 33, this is 42, 45, 54, 58. So this is 58, and 58 is 13, just as we have right here, people. So already we can see that there is a relationship with the sacrifice and 13 here. So when Christ died on the cross, for instance, after having the Last Supper with the disciples, because there were 13 of them, and so you could see that from here that there were 13, as I say, and so there were 12 remaining, but actually there were 11 remaining. And that's another thing people hadn't understood, that Judas, his role was constructed or designed that way. This is all for our evolution. You could call Judas's Judas's act an act of sacrifice as well. So anyway, that's another story here. And so we have the microchip as 13, which also denotes the number of death, as we have known in the tarot deck. And apart from the tarot deck, I have showed this too, that death is DEATH equals 20. But if we did the numerical value for the word two, because it would be two, TWO, this would give us 13, directly 13. So you could see what I mean here as well, that in the sacrifice of Christ, that meant not only Jesus had died, also Judas, meaning there were two of them. So basically, these two are also always reflecting to creation: Adam and Eve, Isaac and Ishmael. Well, I'm not so sure they were going like this, but or Isaac and Jacob, but Jacob and Esau, I think it would be, because they were the two who had a thing about a bowl of broth. We had Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve. So there's always two, and there's always one that seemed to be playing the devilish part. Like, although some people don't know which way to cast their vote when it comes to Eve and Adam, I think Eve had the tough end for a while, that she was the one who gave to her husband, and so Adam should really not be reprimanded at all. But forgetting that according to the story, the command was given to Adam, not Eve. And also we have scripture verses that shows you that Eve is in everything. So you look at the word everything, meaning Eve is that great construct of, or ingredient of everything. Now, Eve is also said that which exists before any event takes place. So basically, Eve is source, and that's what we had not recognize, and I'm just more and more understanding it through numerology as well. Okay, so we can see how we have 13 here. Another thing that correlates really perfectly here is that 1 plus 3 is 4. Now, didn't we learn as well that Christ, of course, was on the mount 40 days and 40 nights? So we hear of 40, we have this as a symbol, but 40 in word form is 3. So 40 days, I'll do another presentation on that, which I know I have, but this is for another presentation. But we're looking at the symbol for 40, and we are also looking at like the children of Israel, 40 years in the desert. We are looking at 40 days and nights of Noah's flood. And so we are seeing that the representation of this symbol of 40 is really is very significant for new creation. So likewise, sacrifice, as the sacrifice evidently shows that it is a new creation. So through the sacrifice of Christ, you have Christianity. Likewise, what are these going to be called? Okay, or Christianity is taking a different thread of description. I'm not quite sure. Should we say Christianity microchip? If you have any ideas or how we could call the nation who has microchip implant or implantation. Let me know. Put your thoughts down. I think we really should have, like, put a list of things that we can come with, a name for the new nation. Okay, so I've got to do this before my battery runs out. Okay, so implant. And so we have, let's do implant hair. So we have 13 hair. And so implant is 9, 4, 3, 3. Oh, this is 7, not 3. 7. So we are working this out. 1, 5, 2. So let's add this, and excuse me how I count. This is 10, 20, 29, 31. So we can see this is not by chance, people. This is what I am saying here. I'm getting a little excited here because there's something delicious about when you found a treasure, because that's what the scriptures also tell you. Like when you find wisdom, you should keep it, hang it around your neck, don't sell it, dig it, and whatever. But this is so delicious, and I want to share with you because that's my nature as well, and that's what we are here for, to share with each other. So we can see here, for instance, that 31, of course, if we did the numerical value for 31, because that would be 11, 9. And so that would be 3 is 2, and 1 is 7, so that would be 9, just like 13 is 9. And so this is definitely saying to us that there is a new beginning. Now, so implant, of course, microchip is 13. So this is the where you are making the sacrifice. This is the sacrifice, and it's going to, this is why I think as well, I don't know if that's going, it perhaps that's two different things, but well, there are two, microchip and there's implant, so that you could say that there are two streams as well, or two, there have to be two to denote at least, or signify the death number as number 2 or number 4. This is really delicious. Yeah, it's delicious in the sense that that there's something beautiful. It's like a flower when you become aware, when you become conscious, because there is an innate part of us, in all of us, that really wants to grow and to wants to serve and want to be realized for the beauty of that creation that we are. So this is why I feel it's so delicious when I find something so palatable. And so I know I use these words that is sensory to the palate on when I'm speaking of something in that context, but I'm also an earth sign, and this is where I find my deliciousness. And there is 13 minutes on the clock. Okay, so yeah, and we can see how death, of course, equals to 20. I really want to show you all this actually, so I'm going to have to show you a little bit more about how the 13, and of course, like on the story of Christ, of course, there is another thing. So we have seen how 2, okay, how 2 is very symbolic in this story. So we have microchip and then we have implants, but not only that, for in our times now, we have the microchip implant and then we have the vaccine. So they both, I believe, is carrying that symbol of death, if you like, or sacrifice. Now, I'm going to do the vaccine and so on, but we can see how as well you have to have 2 doses of the vaccine. This is already showing the symbol of 2 as well. 2 has this you could look at the head, it's like it's ready to, it's submissive. It can be very submissive, whether in an adverse way, whether to say yes or no, but it's submissive, and that's the thing with 2. So let's look at this is what we have seen. Like 1, we have seen how 1 would be the number 1 as 1 would be 7, and how 3, THREE, would be 11. And so we have 711. We have death, which is 20. So I wanted to show this again. DEATH. It comes to 20. Now, number 20. Now, there are two ways of looking at 20, so it makes sense to you to see how growth comes out of death, which I have done in part 1. So we have, of course, we see 5 letters as well, with the A in the middle, which is a lot to be said on this, but we won't go into this right now. 5, like, of course, Eve or Christ, and all of those are 5. And so 20, TWENTY, is actually 8, the number 8. Now, here we see that 8 is like 2 zeros stuck together. This is like the cell. When we speak of number 5, the word cell, which is like CELL, which is where the 14 gods come in. Free. So this is 6, this is 11, 12, 13, 14. And we see that this is 5. This is how the 5 growth or life comes in. So we have LIFE, which equals 5. Okay, and we have this is life, of course, equals 23, and we do have 23 pairs of chromosomes. So you can see that is pairs. The number 2 comes here again, reflecting itself. Okay. So I wanted to show how death really comes here, and what we have seen. So the word implant is 31, and so microchip implant, and so sacrifice, we see sacrifice has its 46, and what we did was to do 4, FOUR, which equals 24, and 24 is 6. And then we had 6, SIX, and we had, this comes to 7, which is 16, and of course 16. I'm just looking at how, yeah, this seemed to come to 10, 40. That's interesting. Okay, so this would be 4 is 24. And so this is also showing what I spoke of before. So this is showing 7, and that would be 13. Now, not only this shows 13 as the symbol of 4, and 1 plus 3 is 4, it also shows it here as well. Like if we add this together, these two sets together as 6, 4 and 6, we have 0 here because this is 10, and this would be 4. So you can see that this is what is important for us to begin to understand the vibration, the reverberation, or the frequency of manifestation. So Christ fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, and so this is the symbol we have here of 4. 4 also speaks of the 24 hours of the day, and so on. 2 4s are 8, which would bring these two cells together, and so on. And so this coincides with the 40 of the children of Israel. The every time there was a great change, like the migration of the children into the land of Canaan, or Abraham, there was something with Abraham on 40 as well. And so all of those big significant changes has that 4. And we can see that just like Nikola Tesla used to walk around the block for 3 times and so on, because of course if he did 3 times he would be doing the number 11, because the word 3 actually equals 11. And of course 11, this is how we tap into the Christ spirit of the 14 gods. So every time he did that, he was reverberating the Christ spirit, which is very powerful. This more I do the numbers, more I'm understanding the significance of our behaviors and what reverberation that it carries. So when you hear lockdown, for instance, again, I do watch my videos on lockdown. You'll be amazed because when you hear it, it is reverberating, which is 7. Lock is 5 actually, and down is 20, which is 2. So it's reverberating 7, which 7 has the element of death, because of course there's Mother Eve to bring life about, because life is 5, and you have the end here. This would be 6, this is 5, and this would be 6 if we had to do them separate. You could see 5 plus 1 is 6, and then you have 11 for creation. So these are things, and but having added all this together would be 20, like 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is what is important, that we understand that when Boris Johnson, who has the numerical value of 9 and 5, whether Boris is 9 and Johnson is 5 or the other way around, he is 14. He is so perfect for this time of what people are talking about. I may have to break this down again. So 14 is 7 and 4 is 6. Again, we have, you could see how these the gods are embedded, and there's always like an element of sacrifice going on in every creation. There's the element of sacrifice already happening. So 1 equals 7 and 4, F-O-U-R, equals 6. Adding this gives us 13. So people, can you see what is happening here? Everything that we are doing, it's like there is a hidden sacrifice in that, meaning even for creation. So there is one creation that is visible, just like Biden and Trump. Yes, you will hear of the two, and then one dies. One is no longer spoken of in the sense of life or in the sense of significance. Trump is like he's no more in that. Although he counterbalances Biden with 7, and actually please watch my videos on Biden and Trump. They both equal 7, and not only that, if you look at the date of birth and everything else, you will know that there's a high intelligence constructing this whole thing. But it's constructed, this whole thing, through our own DNA makeup and so on. And this is why in itself, in the self, that people are now trying or learning another art of creation, So I'm not going to go much more on this, but I really felt that it was important. I'm just going to wrap this up to really show that sacrifice, which is of 9 letters, like microchip is also 9 letters. So 9, we saw that again. 9 is the number, because we have seen 13. If we did the numerical value for the word 13, THIRTEEN, would give us 9. So already the word sacrifice carries the frequency of 9, the frequency of free, like Nikola Tesla speaks of. The 9 can be multiplied by 3 times, and so this is where beginning is important. People see this as ending, but this is beginning. Okay, and so let's have implant. plant. That tells us, I'm thinking that it's like maybe 8 letters, but I may be wrong. Because so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 7. Now what if we added everything together? There's another thing that was important for us to see, that before I go any further, is that 13 and 13, so microchip here we had 13 plus 31, and you could see that they are mirroring each other. This is another thing. It's like blue for the earth. This is a new creation happening in a bigger way than we think. So like blue, BLUE, like for the sky, equals 13, and green, denoting the earth, is 31. This is what is happening, people. So adding this together, this would be 44. Now 4 plus 4 is 8. There we go, creating a new template, a new people, a new set. This is it, like the word set. I'm going to just go along with it. So this is the God set, and which is 152, just like the gods Adam and Eve who ate. Look at the words or the letters, which is 512. Can you see the similarities? Not similarities, well, similarities, they are really the same. Okay, so it or et is the same thing, and you would know that with all creation or great change, there was a form of ingestation taking place. So for the children of Israel, there was the manna from heaven and food and all kinds of things. And again, this is like another story, because there's a part where the gods ask Aaron to gather the children, give them food, and while they were eating, he slayed them. So this is what happens. So you have Adam and Eve, there was eating. Jacob and Esau, it was about food and ingestation. The Cain and Abel was about blood. Again, a lot about blood and ingestation. A lot about blood, to be very honest. Blood or burnt or build or break and those kind of things. We also had with Aaron and I was going to say Aaron. I think there was something with Aaron and his son as well. And who else? There was something about food to do with, okay, Isaac, when Christ was going, his father was going to sacrifice him, again giving blood to the gods. So always something to do with a form of ingestation. So this is what we see about implant. So implant is really for that 31, which is 4, and denoting this completion, which would be your north, your south, your east, and your west. Everything, with meaning all of you. There's no part of you that is not going to be subjected to this 4. You are being recreated. So I'm just putting this information there, people, and just to really and this is the number 13, which I had lots to do on the number 13, but just to show you that it correlates with the number soul. So you would also be, this is why this is so important that you get this. This is why your soul, you would be selling your soul, or whatever you want to put it as. And of course, you see the 33 here, it's like all, it's like giving you a message here, and having the O here, which signifies like the 0 as well. Okay, so adding this together is 13. Again, your soul is that 9, which takes you on to your 9 miles, your 9 yards, and so on. So, people, just be aware before you make decisions. This is why, again, we speak of. I just got some info here. I give you some numbers that really again, the word land, which is what Abraham wanted to speak of God for, and he was working, and he says, yes, but I'm working, and so on. And God was saying, go over there and get that land. I will direct you for the land. So basically, God was giving him something that reflected his soul, because the word land, which is also 4-letter word, is 3154, adding this 1013. So we can see we have words like that that really give you. And when it says that I am that, that the thing, the unmentionable, that this is also 13. So there is so much more on all of this, but I'm just really saying that 31 minutes here, that numerology offers us a great tool. So do join us again where we get soul food for that journey on the Earth shape. Stay ignited and united. Beautiful ignited souls, we are ready for a new creation.